Good morning. It is Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, Election Day. I am standing at 14th Avenue West and 1st Street, continuing with the Monitors project of visiting all the parks in the city, from smallest to largest. We started at park number 162, and we have now worked our way up to park number 32 at 31.59 acres. It is Central Park. And we are at the lower corner of Central Park, looking up at it here. Central Park is seen by many and visited by few. As you're coming into Duluth on the Blatnick Bridge, the high bridge, you can see Anger Tower at the top of the hill. And then below Anger Tower, you can see a large rocky expanse extending downward. Open bedrock. And there's a power line that comes down in that section. And much of that rocky area, that open bedrock, is Central Park. It was established in 1870, which means it's one of Duluth's oldest parks. It goes from 1st Street, where we just were, up the hill to 4th Street, or I should say where 4th Street would be if 4th Street extended all the way across the hill. And then from 14th Avenue West over to 17th Avenue West. So about 12 square blocks. Nice sunrise coming up. One feature of Central Park is this old rock quarry here, right above 1st Street. Reminiscent of Quarry Park, which we visited last week, but a much smaller quarry. I don't know if it has a name. I've never heard of any. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. It's fun to explore the quarry. I used to bring my kids here and their cousins. They called it the Scrambler. They would go down to the bottom and scramble up to the top. And the trail goes right along the edge here. Other than trails, Central Park is not developed. Superior hiking trail goes through it. That's what we're on right here. You can see the power lines there. Central Park extends on to the other side of the power lines there. If you follow that trail, you'll eventually come out on West 2nd Street on Goat Hill. And here's a mountain bike trail. I believe this one is, well, it doesn't have a label, but it's the Craft Connector. fairly new trail within the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I suppose. It connects the top of the hill with Lincoln Park. Okay, here's a sign, I think, which people call the Craft District. Not because we have a lot of skilled artisans making like furniture and vintage canoes or anything, but because we have a lot of people making beer. Craft beer. And this is 3rd Street here, so across 3rd. The Superior Hiking Trail continues on up that way and eventually goes up to Skyline Parkway and Anger Park. But we're gonna take the Craft Connector this way because this is where Central Park is. Central Park was established before Anger Park. It was not called Anger Park even up there at that time. The big rocky knob where the tower is today, back then in 1870 was known as Grandview Mountain. And there were big plans to make a whole big park all the way from the top all the way down to the bottom where we just started. But Central Park never really got developed. And here this curves back, it zigzags back and forth and continues up the hill that way. We're gonna just go off the trail here and climb upwards. Oh, here's an illegal mountain bike trail worn in here. Let's see. Pretty inevitable when you build these. So this one just goes, you can see it just comes straight down the hill. Bikers seeking a more thrilling ride than switching back and forth. Here we're back at the main mountain bike trail here. Oh look, 2 sunrises. There's one over there, another one over there. Huh. Break the news of 2 suns. I always like coming up here. You're right in the middle of the city, but it does feel wild. I mean, you can see the city and hear the city, but yet you are somehow apart from the city. And that was even more so the case before the mountain bike trails started switching back a lot. So mountain bike trail continues up that way, zigzags around, heads up to Skyline. There's a secondary trail here that comes in from that corner, unofficial trail. Like I said, they use it for the more fun rides. So we're right here is about where 4th Street comes in. And actually, if you go to the end of 4th Street there, around 13th Avenue West, you'll see a dead end, and this trail right here comes straight out. So that's another way to access Central Park. A little bit easier, not a bunch of climbing. But yeah, I moved to Duluth in '98, and this was one of the first places I had to go. It was inevitable. Oh, nice view. Oh, look, we can finally see the lift bridge. I think I'm gonna just have a seat here. Garfield Avenue down there. Just light traffic now because the Twin Ports interchange is fully open. And all the traffic that has been detoured along Garfield for the last several years is now free to zoom along the interstate and get to where they're going, which I'm sure everybody appreciates. Pretty excited about the two suns. This power line comes all the way from Jay Cook Park down to here. I walked that end of it, the Jay Cook end of it. You want a rough walk, try walking a power line. They just go straight over everything. Swamps, thick woods, big drop-offs. They're not thinking about people walking along them. Look at all the people going to work. And I too am at work. Well, there you go. Park number 32, Central Park. Thanks for watching.